Hello YouTube, Boss Rino, welcome to my channel. So may nag-request ito. Pasensya na kung hindi ko natandaan kung sino kayo, pero alam mo na kung sino ka. Sinend niyo sa FB. Tatawag dito 5 paranormal videos caught on live television. Ito part 2. Yung part 1 nito, ang daming views. Kaya na may nag-request. Tapos ito ay syempre si Leonor. Si Leonor something ang The Dark Secret. So, paborito natin ito. So, ito na. Tirahin natin ito. Bago pa tirahin na iba, ito ay mga live television. Kaya medyo 80% totoo to. Medyo no. So, tirahin natin si Leonor. Bago pa tirahin na iba.
My name is Leonor Clay.
Leonor Clay.
And this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present 5 paranormal videos captured on live television. Part 2. Number 5. Many pranks have been made on live television. Some are funny, and some are in bad taste. However, sometimes what many believe is a joke ends up being a completely strange event.
Shit.
This happened in America. They were interviewing this woman when suddenly, in the distance, a strange figure can be seen moving around in the shot. The viewers who saw this phenomena live thought that it was just a branch moved by the wind. But when you take a good look at it, you can realize that it is a bipedal creature. If we apply some filters, we can clearly notice that in fact, it is not anything human.
Alien to.
To this day, the skeptical community has given several hypotheses about what it could be.
Alien.
But nothing has been 100% proven. Number 4.
Diba, ang ganda, diba? Live television nila napanood yan. Live. So, live nila nakita talaga yan. So, putang na, kakaiba yan. Walang edit yan. Live yan.
The video that you will see in position number 4 corresponds to a Brazilian television newscast, in which an unfortunate event that occurred that same morning was recorded live. It was a confrontation between drug traffickers, which left several dead and a few seriously injured. Hundreds of people were tuning into this channel live when suddenly, something strange appeared behind the journalist you now see on the screen.
Oh shit, nga no. Kulay puti. Umangat. Oh, maraming namatay daw dyan kasi nga para silang yung mga drug something. Tapos maraming patay dyan, tapos para may kaluluwang umangat, no? Shit. Live yan, ha? Oh. Ano na?
At first we might think that it is steam.
No?
But if you pay close attention, you can notice a strange movement that gas could never
Patay.
do.
Parang isang hakbang tapos
Number
lumipad
3.
na, no? Oh, shit! May kilabutan ako.
What you're about to see is a live broadcast that never came to light. It never aired because it covered a story that could cause mass hysteria in its viewers. They gathered all the evidence they could and had the next morning's news almost ready until a call denied them to reveal this to the public. It was going to be broadcasted as coverage of a strange incident that occurred at one of the largest airports in the United States. You see, in 2006, hundreds of people at the airport witnessed what they claimed was a huge saucer flying over the area.
Flying saucer!
Many photographs were taken, but for some reason they were never seen. Until a few years ago, an audacious user leaked the recording to networks, being discovered and later published by the YouTube channel Secure Team 10.
Locate photos of this. I'm told there may be photos.
Really? Wow. That would be cool. I'm told that the story on CT
Right.
has almost 1 million hits.
Yeah, it's the most read story in the history of CT.com.
You're kidding me.
No, I got an email yesterday from Bill D.
Wow.
I mean, it's like, yeah, and the entire history of the website.
Oh, incredible.
So,
Incredible. So does the possibility exist? You might get the pictures and get them in for tomorrow? Or?
Oh,
Can
no,
you say that?
I don't think, no. I mean, I'm told the pilots on that plane that was being pushed back, I said in the story that they opened the windscreen and stuck their head out.
Ooh.
Now I'm being told that one of them had a digital camera and snapped some pictures.
Wow.
So United's not playing ball with me, and FAA, I've expanded my FOIA to include the flight plan, which might include the pilots' names, and I'm trying to work with the union as well.
Are they still going by weather phenomenon?
FAA, pretty much because of the federal holiday, I haven't talked to them that much, but yeah, they haven't changed their story, and I've just heard from other people, since then that that explanation just doesn't wash.
And they haven't gone out of their way to say anything otherwise so far?
No, I mean they say it was November 7th. They're moving on. They're just doing their daily thing.
Well, I tell you what, all the people who saw it must be feeling a little validated right about now, huh?
Oh yeah, and I'm getting tons of emails from other people who outside the airport as well as at O'Hare who
Really?
also either cited that same object or saw the hole in the sky and said,
Oh, grabe.
Wow. Okay, so what did it look like again to the folks who saw it? It was a saucer-like
Yeah, it was
object hovering over the
disc-shaped.
United terminal, right?
Yeah, directly over gate C-17. And it was stationary in the sky, dark gray metallic, like I say, saucer-shaped, no lights, and it was there for some minutes. And then when it disappeared, it just streaked through the clouds with such energy that it broke a big blue hole in the overcast, and the hole remained there for several minutes until the wind drifted and pushed the clouds back together.
These are some of the original images of the incident and how the sky was left once that ship took off at an impossible speed. Perhaps this is the most important UFO incident ever brought to television. Don't you think so? Number 2.
Ngayon naniniwala na talaga ako sa yung sa interview ni Joe Rogan sa isang nagtatrabaho, si Bob something, nagtatrabaho nga sa Area 51. Nakwento ko na sa isang vlog ko to, na sinabi niya na meron sa Area 51 na sham, na flying saucer. Tapos kinuha siya daw para pag-aralan yung mga iba, yung isang bagay na galing nga sa ibang technology, di ba? So, may sham na flying saucer do, tas maliliit lang, parang ganito lang din, parang mga 3, ang kasya lang ay 3 feet na tao. Parang doon lang ginawa yung flying saucer sa pang 3 feet na tao. Tapos ito, lumalabas yung mga video na dati pa, so napapagtugma-tugma ako, puta, totoo talaga. Sa bagay, hindi naman magsisinungaling yun si Bob, kasi doon talaga nagtrabaho yun, at ibang klase yung interview nila kay Joe Rogan. Check nyo si Joe Rogan, sobrang talagang mapag-connect nyo na talagang totoo yung alien na yan.
Prepare yourself for what comes next.
Naku po, eto na.
Since what lies here is extremely odd and will leave you with hundreds of doubts about what you have just seen. Observe.
For the weekend, President Trump tried to ramp up the pressure on Senate Republicans using his weekly address to urge them to repeal and replace Obamacare and finally deliver on a campaign promise Republicans started to make 7 years ago.
Wala akong napansin. Ano yun?
It was captured by a person who noticed an anomaly while watching the news. He quickly took out his cell phone to record what at the time had him completely terrified. It happened on a live newscast in the United States. You can see the reporter giving her story, but if you look closely, there is something extremely strange that begins to happen with her
Puta,
neck.
hindi ko maintindihan. Ano ba?
What we can see here are strange contractions that a human could not perform, movements that are usually linked to reptiles.
Siya?
What do you think happened here? Number 1.
Teka, hindi ko magets.
Here, reporter giving her story, but had him.
Ulitin natin to, ah.
It was captured by a person who noticed an anomaly while watching the news. He quickly took out his cell phone to record what at the time had him completely terrified. It happened on a live newscast in the United States. You can see the reporter giving her story, but if you look closely, there is something extremely strange that begins to happen with her neck. What we can see here are strange contractions that a human cannot perform. Movements that are usually linked to reptiles.
Oo nga. Yung leeg niya, tinan yung
What do
leeg
you
niya.
think happened here? Number
Nakakaba, no? Tao yan. Tapos pinagkakamala na parang reptile yung galaw nung... Ewan ko, yun yung pagkakaintindi ko, ha? Kasi sa buhok ako nakatingin. Doon nakaturo, eh. Pinaglolo ko rin. Sa leeg pala dapat, di ba?
number one.
Pero parang malaki yung leeg niya, eh, no?
And the video that serves as closure for this investigation occurred during a live BBC newscast. This reporter was covering her story when suddenly a strange figure sped past him.
Live. Oh, live to, ha? Bilis.
Could it have been a bird? Or could it have been a recording error?
Bilis, oh.
By slowing the
Dandan,
image down,
dandan.
we can see that it is neither. Those who claim to
Oh,
have
shit.
seen ghosts say that this is the actual form in which they appear.
Putang ina, nakakatakot.
Like a diffuse
Boom.
mass of white gas that passes at full speed. What do you believe it is?
Magtataka kasi ako, kung merong error yung camera, pag nag-error yung camera, nagkaroon ng ganyan something na liwanag o bagay na or something sa camera na dumaan, dapat matatakpan yung tao. Matatakpan yung tao, di ba? Kasi sa camera lang eh. Dahil sa camera lang. So makikita mo na hindi dahil sa camera kasi dumaan sa likod, 'di ba? Nawala kasi dumaan sa likod, paglampas ulit niya doon sa tao, nakita ulit natin. So 'di ba? So totoong may dumaan sa likod niya.
Gas that passes at full speed. What do you
Oh,
believe?
yun, 'di ba? Nakita lang natin isang beses tapos pagka dating sa likod nawala tapos nung lumampas nakita ulit natin.
It is.
So ibig sabihin bagay
Let me
talaga
know
yan
what
na
you think
doon
in the
talaga
comments,
nangyari hindi dahil
because
sa
this video
error ng
has
camera.
come to an end. My name is Leah, and this was The Darkest.
Lupit talaga ng mga video ni lupit talaga ng mga video niya ibang klase yung mga video niya. Talagang wala nga ako masyado may i-react kasi nakatutok ako eh. 'Di ba? Ang daming pangyayari talaga na hindi natin ma-explain, no? Yung flying saucer, naniniwala ako nun talaga. May picture na, nakuhanan na eh. Hi. So, ayun, maraming salamat sa panonood at sa nag-request ito para sa ito. At yun, hanggang sa muli.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my